Hey, what's up, 17 at? How's it going, brother? Is the audio coming over okay? Hey, what's up, 17 at? Looks like it is. Cool, man. How's your day going? Is it day or night there? You're in the Philippines, correct? Been out to Cebu. It's pretty good fun time. Just kind of doing a little test here. Probably look at some of the market and see some of the things that are going on, but I figured most of the American people are probably asleep right now, but this gives me a perfect chance to actually test out some stuff, maybe interact with a couple of the people on the other side of the world and see how this streaming stuff works before I actually hook up the much larger, like huge stream deck, microphones and all that jazz. It's kind of a pain in the butt, so I'm hoping this works out well. Not cheap, but we'll see. Need to probably put another screen or another monitor, and then we can do like can do all the chat and stuff and see everything on there. It was showing chat earlier. I gotta figure out where that goes. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pop open TXC, looking at Coinbase, not Coinbase, CoinMarketCap. Go ahead and check these out. So Texit coin looks like they're 3,881 spot currently. Not necessarily too shabby, getting pretty close to breaking that 3,000 spot a couple times. Remember when we were around like 7,000 or so, so that's kind of cool. We're still holding that position, which is really neat. If you look at 24 hours, we're up 3.01%, which is pretty solid. So gotta love that. Sitting at $1.71 currently, so that's some good growth from what we saw earlier. I think when I last looked, it dipped down to about $1.01, maybe was at the lowest point that it hit today. So kind of crazy, but it did bounce back up. Someone bought right away. Gotta love that. It's pretty cool. 7 days we're down 54%. 30 days down 57%. 90 days down 54%. Year to date though, we're still positive, which is cool. Looking at 1,121%. So that's pretty solid, to be honest. Zane, how's it going, my friend? Welcome to the live. Thanks for joining me. If you do happen to have any questions or anything like that, shoot them my way, and I'll do my best to get you an appropriate answer for whatever maybe you're asking. I'm going to try to stay out of getting into trouble on this live, but if you guys got some questions, send them my way. I am doing pretty good, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're doing good yourself. Where are you at? Obviously I'm out here in Colorado. We've got same studio area, but a whole new I've got so many different backdrops that blow your guys' mind, you know. When you own different like photo, video equipment, studios and things like that, you end up piling a lot of cool things. Plus I like military stuff and camo, and it's cool stuff. But looking back at TXC, we've actually, what is it? We got this on a 1 hour chart. So The last 3 hours, it's actually been fairly sideways trading. I've got it pretty zoomed out, but the drops are not too bad. We were oversold big time for a while. We were a little oversold earlier on this afternoon, but it still didn't reach a higher point than where we were on being oversold from being overbought. So that's actually pretty cool. Self-reported market cap, I want to say this is lower than it's been, sitting at $104.32 million. The volume over the last 24 hours was 437.8 thousand. So that's pretty healthy. Obviously some going in and some going out, but not too bad. Zane, let's see here. Apologize, guys. Like I said, gotta find a cool way to put this chat up on here, but Surrender Chandru, I butchered that. I'm sorry, brother or sister. But hi, welcome to you. Thanks for joining in. Zane says, what happens to TXC and why it continuously drops? So I don't own this project. It's not my coin, and I don't choose where it goes or have any influx in that currently or anymore. But Bobby had stopped putting liquidity into the coin after we had tested roughly 525, 579, somewhere around there. We had broke through, I think we hit a high maybe of about 650. And then after that point, we began to have a fairly steady kind of cash out amongst a couple wallets, notably ones that are in the top 100. Because of that, the amount of selling that was going on, and based off of how much liquidity he may have had, which I'm unsure of, no matter what liquidity they put in, someone was putting or taking out more or less enough TXC to just keep having them refresh that over and over and over again. So if the company had put some influx in and they say put it up to 550, that person cashed out about 20 or 35,000 Texit coins, brought everything down. The company put influx back into it, raised the price back up, and then the next day that person would just repeat it. So at least a month or so more that's been going on, anywhere from literally I think like 35,000 Texit coin at once to about 3,000 Texit coin, and that's like every day. So someone's been selling a lot, and it's been keeping the price down. So Bobby stopped interjecting and doing what they do on their side because there are so many people cashing out. Now he says that it is the normal users like me and you and everybody else. And they're working hard to track down who's doing this and buy out all the big whales and do all this jazz. But I'm pretty sure he knows who it is, because they've got a big wallet and they pay those people. So I'm sure he's got an idea. But unfortunately, the company is not putting any influx in, and people are selling. I don't think the Christmas holiday market theory has anything really to do with Texit coin, at least since I've been in Texit coin, which has been a while. The cool thing about Texit coin is that it's completely separate from most of the markets, pretty much all of them, to be completely honest. If Bitcoin was having a bad day and everybody else was just in the red getting murdered, Texit coin was doing good. Vice versa, if the whole market was doing great, Texit coin just went on its normal little path. It didn't have anything to do with anything that's going in. Most people are paying attention to the top 100, maybe the top 500,000 maybe, but we're sitting over 3,000, well over 3,000 currently. So there's not a lot really that the normal market has that will influx us. So if the market's going bad and people are selling because it's Christmas time, that's not what they're doing with Texit coin, at least in my opinion. And School says Bobby is getting richer. Um, in all fairness, yes. Um, no matter what, we build more mines, and the more mines that we have running means that he's mining more Litecoin and then possibly more Dogecoin. Um, what they already have already pays for the mine, so anything extra will be in his pocket, making him happier and fatter. So yeah, he's getting richer, but like you have heard him say, and I don't disagree with it to a certain degree, it is his project and he came up with the idea for the most part. So if somebody's getting rich, you know, probably deserves to be that guy at some point in time, in all fairness. But he doesn't deserve to get all the riches. Hopefully he doesn't run away. But I don't think he could run away with all of his riches. Some of it's in gold and silver, and as we all know, that's really heavy, so that's not probably going anywhere. Crypto's pretty light, but been in the project for quite a while, and you know all the times that Bobby could have ran, being in foreign countries and taking breaks and family things like that and emergencies, he didn't. So I don't really have any reason to think that he would run, and if he did run, that's probably bad on him. Probably not good. When is the giveaway? That should be, take a look here. My watch says I think today's the 12th, so I believe on the 14th. I will have to look at that video and do some math, but it's coming up pretty quick here actually. Wayne, Wexney Cruz, I butchered that, but thanks for joining in, my friend. Hello, live first, I think. I've done a couple other lives. They were in Vegas. I was having a great old time, but we're in the studio. Hopefully things sound better. It's calmer. It's better. Mr. Ben Diesel, welcome. Is 170 going to be where we see the most resistance, or you just see this going down even more? So I've got a lot of buddies. A lot of them are rangers. A lot of them are just normal people. I think all the normal people are fairly scared right now. Probably a lot of the rangers are pretty scared right now. But what you definitely see happening right now is Texit coin just chugged up the first hill on that roller coaster, and it just went down, and everybody's tummy got all goofy feeling, and woo! Most of the people that have joined, I would say probably about 70+% of them, are new to crypto, and they've never had experienced true crypto volatility. Now I'm used to waking up every single day and seeing a change anywhere from probably 20 to possibly 40 or more percent on the given day, up or down on any of my crypto. So not a big issue anymore. Been there, done that, bought stuff, sold it way less than it was, and then a few months later sitting on nothing to see the price raise crazy, buy back in and then hold for 5 or 6 more months and then do the same silly thing again. So I think a lot of people, these new miners, are scared, right? They got in at $3, $4, $5, maybe $6, and now it's less than $2. So the investment they put in is worth less. But, and just from what I heard, I can't confirm anything or know anything really. A lot of the people that I've talked to and associated with have been like, hey, don't worry about it. In the coming months, things will be better. We might not be at $16, but maybe we'll be at 3 to 5. You know, that's a healthy range a lot of these guys are thinking of. So is that possible? I don't know, but we'll see, and hopefully it is. I'm a pretty firm believer in this coin, so I would like it to go there. I think it is horribly doo-doo to cash out any of the stuff right now, and do anything, but there's probably is some resistance, and I did see around $2 mark or so, I think, on Dex Trade. Like, one person's got like 22,000 coins up for sale, right? So there's a little wall there. But the cool thing with Texit is those walls can be broken pretty easy, right? And the same retrospect, right? It can go back down very quick. But if we don't have anybody playing dirty or cashing anything crazy out or doing some stuff like that, then it's not too hard actually for someone to look at Texit coin right now and say, oh, all these people are scared, or all these people are worried about the price. But 2 weeks ago, a month ago, you would have had to pay $3, $4, $5 to get it. So right now is actually a pretty good deal. I'm not saying go buy any or do anything like that. It's not financial advice. You do what you do, but if you did decide to get it, you're getting it much cheaper than you would have a month ago. That's for sure. So if you do have a belief in Texit, then, you know, that resistance can be smashed pretty quick by just a few people buying a few things. So it's not too big of a deal, really. Zane replied to your email. I've got my laptop downstairs, and I do have my wallet reconfigured more or less. Texit coin itself was not blocking me from doing transactions, but the wallet wasn't registering the network, so I had to undo everything, unfortunately, and reinstall it. But I do have some stuff coming your way. I do have do the pictures from you and everything, so I do appreciate that, and I'll make sure I get some stuff sent over. The descent is like a deep abyss. Don't worry, man. I am not sure how much crypto you may have done before, and honestly, I can't tell you what to do, right? If you get scared about something or you're not into something, do whatever you want to do. Move your coins, sell them, trade them, do whatever it is that you want to do. But I think it's kind of silly. Hold on to it. If the project does go somewhere, then you're going to be off phenomenally well. Especially you 17 ant, because in all fairness, you didn't have to pay anything, brother. That's the super cool thing. I was able to gift you a mine. So I do hope the best and pray for the best for you. But if all fails, it didn't cost you any money. You're not in the same boat as some of the other people out there. So I hope that you're making the best of it and you're enjoying it, and that everything continues to go good, because I do hope and I plan and I wish for it to go, because when Texit's doing good, like, life is better. There's more cool things I could do with my friends, my family, places I could travel, eat, other people that I could bless. It's a lot cooler being able to bless somebody with a lot of money and not have to lose a bunch of Texit. If I could be like, hey, I can send 10 Texit coin for $300 versus sending 30 Texit coin for $300. I like my Texit coin, baby. But it works out better for you guys when the price is low, because anybody who's winning contests or doing anything like that, if you're a merchant and you're accepting it and then the price does go up, bada bing, bada boom, you're doing good, baby. So gotta love that. Zane says, okay, awesome. Yep, I'll make sure I get some stuff out to you. Let's see here. Going back, taking a look. Self-reported circulating supplies, 60.96 million TXC. Again, I always like looking at this. We had an all-time high of $59.92. I remember when that happened. I actually pulled out my phone, looked at my wallet, And at that point in time, I think I had maybe like 30,000, maybe 40,000 Texit coins, somewhere around there. But I was looking at my wallet and I had like $500,000 in it. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I was able to cash out a tiny little sell, and then maybe in like 2 minutes it was done. Went back down. So not too crazy. All-time low, and this was it says 0.05 cents. That's because coin market cap, I don't believe, had been getting data currently, but Texit coin had been released in. It was kind of cool. What $100 or even $1,000 would buy you at 4.7 cents was pretty incredible. I sometimes I like just think about kicking myself in the butt because I didn't buy more. I think one of like the first shorts I have is me doing maybe like a $20 buy, and I get like 400 something like Texit coin. Not too shabby. One thing I've noticed, unfortunately, and it's just a byproduct of the world that's going on. If you look at the community sentiment on CoinMarketCap, it's now sitting at 91%. Most of its time frame that I've started from my recording process has been about 97 or 98% bullish. So it's been a little while since I've looked at that, but now we're sitting about 9% negative on it, which is a bit of an increase. There are quite a few people that have been commenting on there, which is pretty cool. So remember, some of the people know what they're talking about. Some people don't. Some people are idiots. God bless them. But be careful what you read. There's so it's funny how all the DCAs show up when the price is plummeting. Well, that's the whole point of dollar cost averaging. If you spent all your money the week prior when, say, it was $3 and you got X amount of coins, imagine how many more coins actually you would have got if you spent, say, half of that money then, and then 2 weeks later you had bought. You're getting a lot more coins, same amount of money. So DCAing is not a bad idea. So decrypt on CoinMarketCap, that was 5 hours ago. Don't really pay attention to that. Did have the announcement that they're doing the layer 2 stablecoins. It says it's actually a guy who's on YouTube, Wrecked by DeFi. It says layer 2 stablecoin coming very soon. This is the key to creating real liquidity for Texit coin. It's debatable. It's probably somewhat accurate, but I think the real liquidity comes in the form of crypto or cash, and not fancy cars or houses. Kind of hard to make that liquidy. We Exney Crush. Man, I don't know how to say that. I'm getting busted on all these names. Used to stream on like Twitch. Some of the names are just hilarious. But I didn't get the message in email. I'll take a look at what you sent. It's also 1:42 in the morning, so we don't know, but we'll figure it out, I promise you. Take a look at some of these markets. Texit coin is on way too damn many markets. If we're on less markets, we can put same amount of money, but bigger, into fewer places. MEXC 171, Bitmart 171. They're staying pretty solid there. Gotta like that. XT.com. I'm not familiar with them, but if you were to go there, life sucks. It's $1.68, so avoid that crap hole. Uniswap V2. I believe that is for wrapped WTXC. and I'd avoid that too. Just my personal opinion. Maybe you're doing good in it. I don't know. Didn't buy any. I tried buying it twice and I lost like $80 the first time. And then probably another $100 the second time. Never got my coins. Just don't know what the hell happened there. But, you know, live and learn. By economy, $1.71. Just a little under Mexi and Bitmart. Tiny bit. Dex Trade, my favorite exchange actually. I really love that. Even though I helped get things launched on Bitmart, which is cool. There's just not as many people on there. But Dex Trade is like a party. It is crazy. Like I said, Bobby calls it the sandbox. It's where all the kids come to play and build and wreck shit and have fun. So like that, but they are the hardest hit, it looks like so far. They're at $1.63, so better off trading on those other three first. If you look at Pionex, they're at $1.71, staying healthy. UZK, not familiar with them. They've got $1.68, so they're struggling a little bit. JU.com, is it JU.com or Jew.com? Which one? Not too sure, but everyone else calls it JU. I don't know. We're gonna say that's at 171. And Picole, again, not familiar with that one. That makes the 10th exchange that TXC is on at $1.71. So currently Mexi, Bitmart, and by economy are doing the best. Some of these offshoots are struggling a little bit more. Perfect audio. Cool. Thank you. I was a little curious about this Rode microphone here that I'm using. But that is cool. So thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not talking very loud, hopefully. It's late. Try not to be a nuisance, a bother. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Dex Trade. Pull this up here on the app. Fortunately, I'm running this off of a laptop, and then I've got an iPad here that I'm looking at stuff off of, but I'll figure out how to hook that up to this. That way I can do a picture-in-picture, and you can see exactly what I'm looking at too. But gonna pop in TXC here. Market trends. Positive $1.60. Well, sorry, not $1.60, but 1.60%. They're sitting at $1.73 currently on Dex Trade. So what they had listed on CMC was actually inaccurate. So that's not too bad. Pretty good 24-hour change there. There are quite a bit of buys and sells here. The biggest currently is at $1.75 resistance wise. There's about $1,700 sitting there. About 1,200 at 193, 1,200 at 193, 33,000 TXC waiting to be sold at $2. So there's resistance right there. Someone had asked earlier, what's going to be the hurdle? That's going to be the hurdle right there. Someone, albeit not that great of a number, thinks that $2 is the magical spot. So I don't know. Hey, good on you. Hope you get it. I think you will. That's for sure. Yeah, that looks like really the biggest. After we get through $2, so from about from past $2 to about $3, someone could clear that. Say 15,000 TXC, right around there. So if someone was to buy through that 33,000 And in a timely fashion, by about another 10 to 15,000, you could see Texit coin blow past $3. It would actually probably have no ceiling at that point in time, and could skyrocket to be crazy. It's done it in the past. That's what try to avoid. We've had some of those spikes. When I got Texit coin onto Bitmart, I think we were trading, it was around like 10, 11 cents roughly. And then at one point in time, I think for a couple minutes, it went to $1, about $1.08. So that was cool. Looking at my wallet, and I was like, 20,000 turned into like 200,000. So that was pretty sweet. Gotta love that. Buy wise, there's lots of people. Buying's healthy, truthfully. But it's that $2 mark, I think, that we're gonna have some resistance with. It's not too bad. Did anybody get to check out the parade? Is anybody in Texas? I thought about actually flying down there and checking it out, but then I figured that Bobby just called the police on me or something crazy, so just stayed home. I figure I'll watch it on the TV when Christmas happens, but I like parades, so that's pretty cool. I don't agree with it. I think it was a waste of money, but if they made some kids happy, then I guess that's pretty cool. I think they did a $10,000 giveaway to somebody that was there as well. I know they handed out Texit coin. I don't know how many coins were on it, or how many coins they had to give out, but that would be kind of interesting to find out as well, to be completely honest. Take a look at some of these other markets here. Thank you. Yeah, I like doing the giveaways. I think that's pretty fun. I will, after this one, and besides doing something for Christmas and the holidays, probably slow down on it for just a little bit while the price is kind of duty. Unfortunately, at today's rate, I think I get about 10 coins a day, and I have 2,300 mega hash. When I first joined Texit with 100 mega hash, I was making anywhere from about 75 to like 89 coins per day. At one point in time, I was making like 600 to 700 coins per day, which is pretty cool. But obviously that's gone down now. There's so many people that are mining. I think that there's even more people that own multiple mining spots. I don't believe the mining number is actually what it is. I got a whole theory about that for a video later. But not too bad. Let's see here, Zane. Hope the price of TXC pumps the occasion of Christmas. I'm there with you. I think the coolest thing that could happen for Texit coin, especially if there is 40, 50,000 miners, how many of those people had just got in? They have not experienced a Texit Christmas, right? I had Christmas last year. I was already in Texit. I got my first $1,000 like little bonus reward for my commission, and that was what I actually put towards like buying Christmas for my friends and family and gifts. Like, that was cool. So a lot of people haven't even been in the realm during that point in time. So most of the world, I think, is struggling right now. They're pretty hard up. They're trying to figure out, tires and gas and medical and food and all that jazz. So Christmas is probably something that's, not on the back burner, but isn't fully lit. You know what I'm saying? So if people were able to look at their wallet, even if they had a small amount of coins, but the price of the coin was to be super positive, those people, and in all fairness, the normal miners, they're not the ones hurting the system. So if everybody was taking out, 100 coins here, 500 coins there, doing stuff like that, or even less, then that's not really hurting the market. It doesn't take a lot of coins when you're at $5 to actually go out and say, hey, I got enough money to buy some gifts for some people. So I think if the price was up, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the heck you're into, would be a heck of a lot better. Everything would be better when the price is up. So yeah, hopefully it does pump. I keep hearing from a whole bunch of people that the price is at any moment going to be going this way and that way. They can't tell me why or how or when or where, but everybody keeps telling me, Jonathan, hold on, the price is going up. I like to say I've got diamond hands. There's a certain amount that I won't touch. But, you know, I took some coins out. I got some people some cool Christmas gifts and fun things, you know, and that's what everybody should do. Sadly, not as much or as wild as I was going to do, thinking it would be at, you know, say $5 or something, or almost $6 at this point in time. But what can you do? It's not too bad. Let's see here and take a look at Texit coin. So check this out. So we got some updates. So popping on over to the Texit coin dashboard for the day, up about 240,000 blocks. They did 127 blocks, about 20 seconds longer than it took for the last few blocks to get done. Currently today they are sitting at 55,614 miners. That's up a positive number, 7,865. So that's pretty good. Over a month I actually see that rising off. On that little chart though, there's about 2 days where it was super high, and then the next two are really kind of low, and then it kind of bounces over there. So a lot of people said that because of the holidays there were less signups. Now, hey, there's less signups because they're buying Christmas and they're doing this and that. But we'll see. Hash power is actually looking pretty good. The amount of purchase hash power is up pretty high, so hopefully they can get those units installed and running. TXC shared, that looks fairly average on the 30th and the 2nd. That was actually probably the lowest days that we had. Revenue and commission sucks. Let's be honest, that's pretty horrible. If that's what Bobby says, that all he looks at, he doesn't look at the price of the coin, he just looks at revenue and commission. Well, now for 3 weeks, revenue and commission is doo-doo. So, pony up, buddy. Pony up. New miners, it's a little bit of a bump, but when you're still looking at the days since November 23rd till the 12th today, so far the lowest number that we've had. That's probably yesterday's number, truthfully, that they're showing more or less on the chart, because it's like GMT forward. So average per miner staying pretty solid. Take a look at top earners. They got Chris, Tim, Jeh, Davey, and Eddie. Top recruiters, Josh. Joe is still got 298, so he's banging. Josh is up there at 405. I don't know how the heck that guy's pulling that off. He's doing something magical. Desmond in third place, 262. Jason, one of my miners. We got Joe and Jason, second and fourth place. The whole company, if you want to consider, right? You don't get an award or anything special like that, but 2 of my miners are in the top 4 top people ever. Awesome. Gauge after that, 217, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll probably do a live thing tomorrow. That way we could have some more people, and then actually have kind of get a script written out and go over the price. And like I said, see if I can get iPad video integrated in. That way I can actually show you what I'm looking at. Load up Bitmart here. See how Bitmart's doing. Currently, what are we at? So they're at $1.71, so 1.71858. Actually trading at $1.72. That's actually positive 2.08% for the 24-hour chart. So that's pretty good. They had an all-time high today. I guess if you want to consider all-time high, but 24-hour high of $1.99, and then they dropped all the way down to $1.40 on Bitmart. So did around $176,000 worth of USDT. So that's a pretty good amount that they moved. There were some pretty good drops. It looks like they had some candles. One of them went down to, say, $1.49. And then we had two that were down to about $1.56, raised up to about $1.75-ish before it came back down recently, but not too bad. Two really major candles and then a lot of smaller ones. You load up MEXC here. MEXC doing a little bit less. They're trading at 1.716. Trading out to basically $1.71. 24-hour high here was $1.90. And they got down to a low of $1.60. So they did better. 24-hour volume of TXC was 38.6 thousand, and the 24-hour volume of USDT was 64.6 thousand. So much smaller numbers, but I think still pretty healthy. They've actually had, in terms of like what's going on up and down, they've been pretty active. Like there's some good trading going on here if you're interested in looking at it. By economy, they're pretty healthy. Trading at 1.71874, just shy of $1.72. 24-hour low, they got down to $1.50. Height-wise, though, they got up to $1.95, so that's pretty solid. 19.5 thousand TXC for the 24 hours, and then 32.4 thousand USDC for the 24-hour volume. They had two big spikes as well. But after that, it actually looks like it's been kind of slowly creeping back up, which is pretty nice. Pionex, they're trading at $1.71 as well. They're up 2.03%, so they're doing pretty good. Unfortunately, when you look at them, it sits you on this 1 hour chart, which sucks, but you just see this massive slide down. But the last 4 bars on the candles have been green, so that's pretty good. Gotta love that. They had a 24-hour high, $1.74. They only got down to $1.46, so they stayed in a pretty decent realm. $27,000 worth of trading there in USDT, so not super active, but not too shabby. I don't know if anybody had got to watch the miner meeting with Bobby tonight. I did watch that. It was actually probably the shortest one in like the last 2 months almost, maybe. It was quick. It was like 45, 50 minutes. So fortunately, it kind of sounds like layer 2 flop, which is doo-doo. Thought they were supposed to be waiting for that. But I'm not on the chat forums anymore, so they could have been like, hey, we're going ahead and we're doing all this and talking to everybody, and I just don't know because Bobby doesn't like me. I can't be on the chats. That's all right. Well, I think at least looking through the settings on here, Again, I'll have to kind of watch the video and see how the audio is, but so far I do appreciate the guys that said audio was good and whatnot. Hopefully, I'm trying to figure out if it's laggy or a bit rate or whatnot, if it'll translate different when I actually watch it, or how clear it is. So running Nikon Z30 currently at the moment with a 28mm f2.8 lens, I think. I got that sitting on a super cool Fat Max carbon tripod. It's cost more than the camera. That thing's pretty cool. But I've got the Rode NT audio hooked up on the base microphone, and then running linked through OBS Studio. So I'm gonna actually get another overlay for that, so that we can put some cool stuff in it just for lives. Try to possibly maybe do one or so every week if we can build some more people up. There's a couple things that I had been working on. One was a radio channel, but I'm kind of glad that didn't go as crazy as it did, because it'd probably just be hectic having everybody just talking craziness on there. So TXC radio's on hold, except for a small cool group of people so far, but not too shabby. Let's see, there's currently 2 people on here. Did you guys happen to have any questions about Texit coin or anything that's going on? I'll probably stay on here for a few more minutes. Now that I've got everything checked out, it looks good on the computer. I'll save updating everything for tomorrow, more or less, and having fun and talking with people. That way we can get some food and drinks and have fun. Maybe a pizza. Or Texit coin pizza. Maybe I'll order Domino's and have them put TXC pepperonis on there. It'd be kind of cool. Figured it's late, but I was thinking there'd be a little bit more people on there. I want to see if I can figure out how to get other people into the live, to pop them in. That way I can just have like 3 or 4 people chatting and zooming around and doing cool stuff without getting on a Zoom call. Maybe we can figure it out. I'm pretty tech savvy, but we'll see. Pop, I think we'll probably do a couple more videos too, because I got a couple things to review and show, and then got to get some videos for 17 Ant out, so that we can get QR codes and everything sent out for him. So send me a screenshot of that if you would, please, and your miner name and number and all that jazz. That way when we do another video, I can actually pop that up there. So that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully I'm going to try to get overlays purchased in the morning. That way I can get those set up and put onto here and kind of get that figured out. Just do it live. Just run it by the seat of our pants. Still have to go out and do bunch of them. I gotta find them where the heck they are around here without ordering online, but sound squares and stuff, so we can get less echo on the voice, have a little bit better audio. Scotty Karate MMA, what is up, my friend? I hope you're having a phenomenal night. Thanks for joining me so late. It's very cool of you. We're not partying, but welcome to the party. How's your day going? Day or night? I assume you're here in Colorado, or not Colorado, but in America. But glad to have you on here. Very cool. Kind of figuring out some stuff running through OBS Studios. Just kind of looking over some of Texit coin and setting everything up. That way, when I do a live tomorrow, it'll actually look good, sound good. Figure out the right bit rate. Kind of run some diagnostics on some stuff. Get a haircut. Yeah, no worries, man. Like I said, this is more of a testing kind of thing. I've done a couple other lives, but they were back like when we were in Vegas, and I think I was in super noisy places anyways. So this is probably a lot easier and a better environment to actually start interacting with some people and get questions answered and talk with people. Like I said, I need to figure out thinking unfortunately a whole nother desk thing that I can do over there, and then I can do a monitor that would just show like a large chat, so I can, it'll be really easy because I'm being a dork right now and running it on my phone. And I know I've got a couple more monitors and things that I could use, so we'll see. Gotta figure out move some stands around and things like that. It looks like a studio in here. It is. There's like 9 lights going on, and it's like a trip hazard everywhere. It's pretty cool. I got stuff like roped off and taped out. It's pretty professional. Music teacher. I stopped by too. I read your comment earlier, so I decided not to sell my shares TXC. Hopefully I'm doing the right thing. I think so. Don't hold me to it. But I think that you're going to be better off holding your Texit coin. Depending on when you got in, and I'm guessing you didn't get in as early as me, which is okay. A lot of people didn't. I wish I got in earlier. But I want to make sure that if you got in, say you got in at $3 or something, and you're not even anywhere close to near paying off your mine or doing anything like that, then I don't recommend selling. The only point in time that I recommend to most people to sell if they decide to is that if you had invested at $995 and you now have $1,000, take your $1,000 out and play on the casino's money. That way you haven't lost anything. But if you have not made your money back currently, I would sit on those coins. Truthfully, I'd stack them up, because even if the price goes down to say 50 cents and it sits there for 2 months, some dude might come in and buy $10,000 of it, and all of a sudden all those coins that you've got are just going to super skyrocket up, and then possibly somebody else buys some more. The crypto's funky, right? Who knows what's going on? But you have the potential of making so much more money. So if you haven't at least cleared your initial profit, I'd hold on to them. I think it's one of the best things you can do. There's a lot of people that are panic selling and panic buying. Like people call it the FUD. Fear and uncertainty and doubt. Try not to buy into it much. Buy into what you can buy into. Research everything. That is sure truce. Scotty Karate says he just woke up and he's out in Cali. So it's probably 12 out in Cali. Used to live out in Cali. Pretty cool spot. Not a fan of all their beaches. Some beaches are nice, but I've stepped on glass bottles 3 times at 2 different beaches. So I'm kind of ruined on those. So music teacher says they got in 4.5 months ago. Okay. What was the price when you got in? So you're looking $1, $2, right around there. 111. Okay, so you're about an hour behind. Yeah, dirt. I'm stupid. You stream nature stuff 24/7. I'm gonna have to look at that, because I have a room area for my cats downstairs, because they're that cool. And I've got like a 4K TV set up down there, and it plays live like bird feeder cams for them and stuff. They lose their mind. They sit on their little beds and they're like, meow, 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 and they chirp it up and they have fun. So I'll have to check it out, brother. music teacher says, "Yeah, I thought so too. I am not so poor. I need this $100 right now." Yeah, hold on to it. Especially if you say you have $100 in Texit coin. Let's be honest. You're gonna move it to say Dextrade. Texit coin app is gonna take like 0.0003 of it or something, right? Which is not much. But I believe in order to get it to Dextrade, you have to at least, no, never mind, that's just a buy. So getting it over to Dextrade, there's really not a limited amount. However, once you had transferred TXC and purchased USDT, when you tried to sell them, transfer them out, you're probably going to get hit with a $10 fee. Unless you switch it over to like Solana or another network that might be a few cents transactional wise, but then you're still going to have to do some conversion. So at that point in time, I usually tell people like, hey, you know, you're worth losing 10 to 20 bucks on something, and I don't think it's worth losing that on $100 bucks unless you need it. If you need it, do it. Huntington Beach, all right, I like Huntington Beach, not too bad. It's a cool little area. I was in the Marine Corps, so spent some time down there, but I don't think too many people like the Marines down there, so tried to venture out to other places. Cool, man. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I'll definitely check out all your videos. XM Textile 3502. Welcome, my friend. Thanks for joining the chat and stopping by. If you happen to have any questions on TXC or you got a comment or something, shoot it on in. Later on today, I'm actually going to do a better, more live. That way we can get some more people on there and we can actually talk about things. And I'm going to talk with ChatGPT because that's where it actually gets kind of interesting. ChatGPT has a theory about Texit coin. It's kind of a good one. Pretty educated. But yeah, like I said, I need to get stream overlay. So I'll probably be going to one of the other places. Yeah, definitely, man. You are welcome. Scotty Karate MMA with the shout out. Gotta love that, brother. XM Textile. Why is the coin down? The super quick version of it, more or less, is that Bobby had stopped putting in liquidity to the exchanges when a large amount of people begin to sell the coin and dump it. And they kept exhausting what was put into the exchange. So instead of just burning through endless amounts of liquidity, he left it open to the general market to decide where the coin goes. And unfortunately, they decided that they would sell. Damn them. Wish they would have waited to sell till after Christmas. I did not sell any tokens, so hopefully things turn around. Did sell a little bit of tokens yesterday, in all honesty, but not because the market's down or I'm trying to move anything or I'm afraid. It was because I wanted to get some people actually that I forgot about some Christmas gifts. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to their party or what I'm doing. But they were really nice people to me this year, so I'm gonna get them something, and I did. So I cashed out a little TXC for that, and most of it's still sitting in Coinbase, but got them a couple cool things today, so hopefully they'll like that in case I see them. If not, then I'll still give it to them anyways. Willis says, hi, everyone. Hello back, my friend. Scotty Karate said, got in at $3. Damn, okay, $3. Not too bad. Those are pretty good times. I do like that. That was right when we had about $3 is when we started seeing actually a lot of growth coming up. I think a lot of people were pretty excited right around that point, which I was as well. It's always really cool when you see like tons of money in your wallet and stuff. So it's been kind of disheartening lately. Minus my privately held coins, my public coins, I was sitting at, I think, a little over $500,000 not too long ago, and now that's down to like 50-60,000 or something. So I've taken a pretty big loss, but yeah, I haven't sold them. I was recently offered to be bought out, but I think that offer was BS and I rejected it. So I'm not going to move my coins and give them my hash power just to see everything flip and go sky high and be an idiot. So I only invested $995 and I've obviously cleared that at this point in time. So I pray and hope that it doesn't go down anymore, but it would have to get pretty low for me to be like, damn, this is done. It's got to hit 4.5 cents or lower. And even at that point in time, I probably still would just hold on to it in all fairness. I've still got Safe Moon. I got enough Safe Moon that if ever did anything on V2, I'll be like a tenfold billionaire. Been Forbes like top 10, baby. But that's a crazy high hope. Not my first live stream, but the first live stream in the studio. I've done a couple live streams in the past. They were out in Vegas. They may be public, they may not. I don't. It was in super loud events. It was when they did the Bitmain mining convention down in Vegas at the Resorts World Hotel and Casino. So that was pretty cool on the second floor. Wasn't what I thought it was or what it was labeled as, but nonetheless, it was cool to go there and see the machines and do that. I don't know. I had more fun shopping and just doing Vegas stuff, honestly, but that's okay. October. Yeah, that's fair. That's not too bad. So you got in basically right around a year after I would have got in. That's good. I mean, I've still, up until, recently, I think I've bought about 10 mines for people. And the last 2 recent mines were within the last month. So I wouldn't be gifting people mines if I thought it was just crappy. That's for sure. I actually used to stream on Twitch for almost like 2 years playing Call of Duty. Top 8%. Not a cool thing to admit. Ate a lot of pizza and drank a lot of beer and played a lot of games. But it was pretty darn fun. I met some super cool people online, especially people from the UK. Dude, those guys are a riot. Oh, I love those guys so much. Gotta get out there someday. There's a few people that I still talk to that I would love to just go hang out and get some lunch with someday. If Texit coin goes up to $5, then I can fly across the world and go do that. So there's actually a lot of people on this channel, surprisingly. They're way outside of North America. There was a person that I had spoke to earlier that was from Qatar. I know I butchered it, but that's really cool. I've had people from Egypt, Ukraine, New Zealand, miners in the Philippines. I think I got one down in Kuala Lumpur, down in Malaysia. I think a guy on our team is from in Mexico. There's, you know, we got people kind of everywhere. It's kind of cool. I don't know, how's everybody kind of feeling about Texit coin lately? Yeah, I think I'll get that and then go to owned, maybe one of those places. I've already got tons of music that I own and all that jazz, so that'll be easy to do. But gotta get a cool overlay, that way we can actually have graphics. I can put some checks, chat up, pictures, do hopefully picture in picture, and show what's on my iPad as well. So we're gonna work that out, or I'll hook another computer up to this. I gotta do some more YouTubing just to figure that out, but that way we can get it all set up. Price currently is $1.70, and a sad face. That's coming from Adam Simpson. Welcome, first of all. And yeah, it is a little sad, but hopefully things turn around here soon. So make sure you hold on to what you got if you can, and just keep chugging along, man. Keep chugging along. It's not too bad. It could be worse. It could be much worse. But I think, in all fairness, it's got to go up. They got Briggs working for the company now, all right? So supposedly that's the magic man. He's got 2 months. He's gonna flip this thing around, baby. You're gonna see the power of MLM. Hopefully they do good. I don't like the MLM guys, unfortunately, but cool. I'm glad that you joined here. You said my pleasure, and yes, thank you. I said this is more or less just kind of a test thing tonight, just kind of hanging out. Looked over some of the markets and whatnot, but tomorrow we're gonna, well, today we're gonna do some more videos. So what you hold is down 40%. Yeah, I'm getting my butt kicked. I mean, I'm doing good. Let me see where I'm at exact percentage wise here. Haven't got every single data point entry in, but it's pretty accurate. Let me go into my portfolio. So at a point I was up over 50,000%. I think I said on a couple videos earlier, so I kind of misspoke, but currently I am at 28,165% positive. My whole cost basis is about $20.87 buying some coins, and those coins were at 11 cents. Those are on my public side, so that's not too bad. I mean, I'm doing good, but I'm not doing anywhere as good as I was. Kind of sucks. But I think hopefully things will get better. So yeah, you know, there's one thing that I've noticed with Texit coin, and especially the MLM, is that there are, say, gospel people involved. But I don't think that that's the place you should be pitching it. To me, it usually just has like a scammy vibe, but there are a lot of people that pitch it, and if that's their way they want to do it, that's all good. But if I want to get preached to, I'll go to a church, so I don't necessarily care for all that. I think it was a little wild, but you know, hey, the man seems happy and positive about it, so it's better than having somebody who's like not interested in anything at all. So So hopefully he puts his work to good use. Positive patch, yeah. It's what is that? They call it Folds of Honor. This is from Sitka, but they're doing it with a bunch of different brands. So if you do buy something and it's got that on it, they donate some of the proceeds to military or wounded warriors, one of the two. But I thought it was a good cause, and I like the color, so picked it up. Not too bad. Got about 5 people. Try to blow it up later. I said, especially if I can get picture in picture. I'll probably go to Best Buy. I used to have those little, like a stream deck, where you can hot switch all the stuff around. So probably do that. That way I can switch from this to a view or do like a picture in picture. So gotta wait till Best Buy opens up and get one of those. Did just get actually got some cool stuff from Best Buy. Actually make sure that this all worked today. I was gonna use the SDR system, but that takes some extra stuff. And then I don't know if we can do lives at 4K, but this setup I'm using is capable of it, so that'd be kind of cool. Hey, 6 people, not too bad. We need to hold on 40 years like Moses did. There's one thing that I don't agree with, that a lot of like the Texit people say, especially higher up. They're like, hey, buy your share, take your coin, throw it in your safe, go about your life. Don't look at it. Don't look at it for 6 months. Don't look at it for a year. Unfortunately, that's like impossible. You need to be actually checking what your transactions are, whether you're selling or not. You need to actually making sure you're getting the right stuff every day, right? And then 2, you need to make sure in case something's going bad or good that you have stuff set up so that you can move it for sure. But not looking at your dashboard and seeing where your team's at every single day just sets you up for failure. Unless truthfully you are not doing any sort of recruiting in a sense, and you're just saying, hey, I'm gonna just blind faith, hopefully hope this goes to X amount of money. But those guys still, I think, like I said, either A, when the market's crashing, it's doing like it is now, they're in trouble. They don't know how to sell. By the time they got their stuff onto exchange and figured it out, it was probably quite a while for some of these guys, unfortunately. So I'm not on the chat, but I've heard people have told me that there's a lot of people on the chat that are saying, hey, I'm out. Show me how to sell my coins. I don't know how to do this. A lot of people, like I said, just scared. This is their first dip, so they're getting out. It's too much for them. Texit coin, truthfully, has just kind of been on like this uphill path so far, so there hasn't been a lot of downturn. But it all depends kind of when you got in all fairness. I said if you got in when I got in, this isn't as bad. It's not $500,000. It's $60,000 now or something. But if you got in and it was $4, $5, if you got in after $6, now you're probably like, whoa, this is crazy. So I can definitely feel the craziness and sadness for you, but I'd suggest holding on to it. There'll be some other people out there that would say sell it all, get rid of it, get out of the project and do what you can do. But if you're at a loss, I don't think you should get out. You can always lose more though. You never know. I'm notoriously bad about looking at a project and being like, oh man, they pulled it off of Coinbase. Oh, the price is going down. And then I'll look at it the next day and I'm like, it's down 50%. And I'm like, it's all right. And then the next day it's down like another 40%. Before I know it, the $100 I put in is worth like $1.06. Still have them, like I said, I could just take a few people to get on there and make some quick buys, and bump it up. And if I can clear my investment and what I put in, then I'll go ahead and cash out or something. But most of these coins I'm buying aren't just to flip and day trade and do things like that. They're to hold on to because I believe in them. They're 2035, they're 2045 projects to me. They're things like that. They're stuff that I'm holding on. I have a ledger for a reason, you know. I have a Coinbase for a reason too, and that's speculation and fun and trading and moving stuff and shopping and paying bills. But my ledger is because I want to hold it. I want to hold it for a long time. Hopefully you guys hold stuff for a long time too. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't even have ledgers or any of that jazz, but if you don't, get one for sure. Hopefully, although it seems kind of squished at the moment, hopefully they can get on Treasure or they can get on Ledger, one of those, some sort of exchange in a sense, even though they've got exchanges attached to them in a sense, but I'd like to be able to get it on their wallet. Their ecosystem would be pretty cool. At least have another place where I could go in and swap coins out with different things. Diversify a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll probably run it for a couple more minutes here, and then I'll go ahead and turn this off, make my little list of things I'm going to buy, and then call it a night. Seems like everything's running good. Don't have any drop frames. CPU's running low. We've had a constant 60 frames for an hour and 18 minutes. Like I said, I'll have to look at the video and see actually how the live stream looks, but on the computer it says it's doing good, so that's pretty cool. Anybody else got any questions or any thoughts? How much Texit coin are most of you guys actually holding right now? Are you guys in the hundreds? Are you guys thousands, 10,000s? Have you guys just been mining it? Have you been buying it? What are you guys up to? So I'm doing a mix. Doing a mixture. I got a lot of buddies right now that are actually, ooh, drop some frames now, I guess. Got a lot of buddies that are actually buying right now because the price is low. So it's not low enough for me to go buying it, but then it like ruins your your cost average. Alrighty. Well, it seems that I didn't necessarily have any new questions, so I'm going to go ahead in the stream, get ready to, I've got a questions. Buying, or not a question, a statement. Buying 100, price $2.6. Okay, it's not bad. I think if you can get anything right now under $2, that's probably pretty fair. Like, I think the project personally will probably level off at a point in time around the 350 to 375 mark. I think it'll roll around there for just a little bit. Scotty Karate's got 357 Texit coin. It's a good start. Are you on the 100 mega hash pack? I think that's what most people start with. I have a lot of buddies that sign people up that are on 3 packs or 9 packs, but it seems like the more packs they buy, like the older they are. God bless them. Nothing wrong with old people. You guys got some good money. Like this younger generation's like just wants to spend it all and have fun and party, and these guys are a little smarter and stacked it up. Plus it was cheaper to buy gold and silver back then. Cool. Alrighty guys, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. So I thank you guys for joining in for this little kind of test scenario. Bought another 100 at 5. That's all right. I haven't bought any in a sense, but there's nothing wrong. Right now, you might be saying, I bought it at $5 plus, that sucks. But once we go past $5, then it'll be good. And eventually, I think we will. It might be a while before we hit $16, but eventually, I think things, if the company can get their act together and start, doing stuff properly, then maybe we see some good changes. So I'm hoping for that. You got a 3-pack? Okay. Not too bad, man. That is not too shabby. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and call this a night. Take a look at the video a little bit, see how this goes. I will catch you guys a little bit later on today, actually. I'm going to shoot a regular video, and then we'll get on here and we'll do a live and we'll discuss some things. So hope you guys have a great night, and I will catch you next time. God bless, stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the moon.